Guys, welcome back again to Play on Footy. My name is Bailey. We're going to be looking at the Melbourne Demons. Big year for them. Let's be honest. Let's just cut to the chase. Let's cut through the BS. Simon Goodwin is going to be one of the most under pressure coaches coming into season 2025. I think when you've got Cozzy Pickett in talks of leaving to Fremantle, I think when you've had the disharmony between Christian Petrarca and the Melbourne Football Club with his innocuous injury to his spleen, I think you've also got the disharmony with Christian Petrarca wanting to go to the Cats and going to Reece Stanley's house over the preseason. It's just got all the writings on the walls for a lot of disharmony, and a lot of that can at times be caused by the person in charge of running the football club and its members, and that's primarily the coach and Simon Goodwin. Let's not forget, obviously, the debacle in 2022 when Simon Goodwin, when there was a leaked basically WhatsApp sort of chat about Simon Goodwin and his betting and drug habits. Again, a lot of football clubs are great at sweeping things under the rug, but I think there was a lot of disharmony, and not to mention Jake Lever and Stephen May having a drunken fist fights. There's a lot of stuff going on at the Melbourne Football Club, which at the moment is going against them. This is the year in 2025 where things could possibly change or unravel to the point where Simon Goodwin is seeing the door. So look, let's start with the first one. Stephen May had an okay year last year. He was able to shut down most of the key forwards that he played on, but at times probably lacked the disciplinary efforts, or those second efforts, going back with the flight of the ball, or just even just simple things, and getting a little bit confused with Jake Lever at times. What his role was at certain periods. There was a clear evidence of that at some points. Jacob Van Rooyen, wow, the WA product, going to Melbourne, he's just phenomenal. He's going to be a gun. Well, he already is in a way. He's already looked upon as one of their gun key forwards, and a bit like Oscar Allen at Eagles, has a lot of promise. Obviously not as injury riddled as Oscar Allen, but he's definitely got the likings and the DNA of a successful forward going into the future. Christian Salem has had a little bit of injury concerns with his hamstring. He probably wasn't the halfback role that really suited him. Jug McPhee, he had more of a wing type role. And then, Christian Petrarca obviously in the middle, but also played half forward last year. And then obviously had that innocuous knee injury to his spleen where he nearly died. That's just, pretty much summed up the whole year for the Demons. I think they finished 14th or 15th last year. So they were really nor here nor there sort of type of year. But overall, I think this year should be different. Caleb Winslow, again, is one of those up and coming sort of types of players that Melbourne have. He played on the wing, I believe, but perhaps he might even go to half back, depending. We shall see. Jack Viney again in the middle, doing what he does best. I think he's 31 this year, so he's getting a little bit long in the tooth. So we shall see. Same with Lever. I think he's 31 or so. Look, he had an okay year last year, probably better than Stephen May. But we shall see how he goes this year. Definitely one to watch. I don't think he's all Australian material in 2025, but I'd love to be proven wrong. But what do you guys reckon down below? Comment down below in the comment section what you reckon about Jake Lever and which Demon player is going to have a standout year in your opinion. I'd love to hear it from you guys, so please do that. Charlie Spargo, I think I don't really need to say anymore. I think he's going to be one of the pressure players that Simon Goodwin uses this year. I think he's going to be one of those players that you would want to be watching very closely, not from an AFL fantasy point of view or Supercoach point of view, but I think just in a tactical way where I think how Simon Goodwin wants to set up this year will be very interesting. I think Daniel Turner is going to be one of those swing men that can go forward and back, like a Blake Hardwick type operator or James Sisley from the Hawks type operator. So again, I'd be watching his role very closely as well. Max Gorn, don't really need to say anymore. Don't need to do an introduction on him. I think he's just due for a big year this year. And I think he's going to really, really be, getting the most out of his teammates as well. Tholstrup, WA product. I don't really know where Goodwin's going to play him. Might be in the wing, might be, I don't know, off outside mid sort of role. But we shall see. It's really exciting, actually. I like Tholstrup. I like the way he goes about it. Clayton Oliver really needs a big year this year. Obviously, he let himself go a little bit last year with his sort of drug debacle. And I think he had to buy a lot of his teammates' trust back with that. So it'd be interesting to see there. Jack Billings from the Saints. He had an okay year, but didn't set the world on fire. Ed Langdon's going to be one of those running carry type operators from Melbourne. So I'd be watching his role again very closely. I think he's going to be tasked with a lot from that halfback role this year. Bailey Laurie, again, is one of those up and coming types, mid and forward he can play. So be watching his role very closely. Jake Melksham's just really the shutdown operator sort of type. So I'll be watching him. Harvey Langford and Xavier Lindsay, these two are going to be pivotal in how Melbourne probably set up this year. Their newest recruits. So I'd be watching with very keen interest on them. Shane McAdam obviously did his, I think, Achilles or something. So Jai Cully from the Eagles is coming in to replace him. Trent Rivers, again, I don't know if we'll be seeing him in the midfield unless something happens with Petrarca or Clayton Oliver. I don't think, unfortunately, he's going to get much game time in the middle. Probably be down backs and half back. And Jed Adams, again, I think we're not really sure where he's going to be played, but Tom McDonald's probably going to be played back and forward at times, probably predominantly more back, I'd say. Tom Campbell's coming in to help Max Gawn if he does get injured. And Bailey Fritsch will be forward. Harry Sharp potentially will be in the midfield or back. And Tom Sparrow, I think, is going to have a great year in the midfield there. So I'll be watching him very, very, very closely. The other one, let's have a look down here. Harrison Petty, a bit like Daniel Turner, I think he's going to be a similar sort of role. Whether he needs to go on the ruck if Max Gawn is injured or needs to have some time on the bench, I think he'll fill that role. So it would be interesting to see with him how that sort of goes. So definitely watch him. Let's have a look here. Taj Woden and Keenan Brown. I think Keenan Brown's a bit of a speed star. I like the way he played. I think it was in the game against. I'm just trying to remember what team they played. I think it was North, and he did quite well from memory. Unfortunately, Moniz Wakefield's done his ACL, so that's not great. To be honest with you, and here's Jai Cully, so he's just come in from the Eagles. He's going to be one to watch definitely. I can't believe the Eagles got rid of him. Obviously did his ACL. I think in 2023 or 2022, I can't remember. But yeah, definitely one to watch. So I'd be watching with a very keen interest. I don't think Melbourne get into the top 8. I think they'll be like 11th, maybe 12th. Yeah, I just don't see them really playing finals, and that's no disrespect. That's just my honest opinion. I really do like Melbourne, but I just don't really see Simon Goodwin surviving this year, and that's my big core in this whole sort of analysis of their list. I think their list is a bit of a mixed bag. I definitely think there's got some exciting talent in it. I think they might surprise a couple of football clubs at times, but they're going to be probably bottom four teams that they will get up against primarily. I don't see them getting up against top 8 teams or top 10 teams, top 11 teams. So I think they'll be sitting around the 12th mark, 13th mark, potentially around there, I'd say. But they won't be improving on last year, I don't believe. Maybe a little bit, but nothing major. But what do you guys reckon? Comment down below, like and subscribe. Where do you see Melbourne Demons in season 2025? I'll see you in the next one.